Got some news coming in. I'm just calling it rumor right now. Shawn Porter versus Yordenis Ugás, March 2019. I believe it may be on the Mikey Garcia Earl Spence undercard. I will put the article link in the description. It's in Spanish. I don't read Spanish. I just know that it says Yordenis Ugás expects to fight Shawn Porter in March 2019, and I believe it's going to be on the Mikey and Earl Spence undercard. If you know the backstory, Shawn Porter and Ugás was supposed to fight last year on the prelim card of McGregor and Mayweather on Fox. That didn't happen. Shawn Porter pulled out. Ugás proceeded to beat up on Thomas Delorme. And now they're crossing paths. Apparently, Ugás wasn't named the mandatory, but he won a title eliminator last year. And now he's getting his title shot before mandatories Keith Thurman and Andre Berto. We'll speak on that. It's Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate it. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon button when miss another video or live stream. At least that's how it's supposed to work when YouTube is hitting on all cylinders. And you can check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Both links in the descriptions, along with the article link. And if you read Spanish, let me know what it says in the comment section. Just translate it and tell us the gist of it. But I'm pretty much sure the caption on Twitter, speaks volumes and says most of everything we need to know. And, Ugás isn't the mandatory. Keith Thurman is the mandatory. Then Andre Berto is the mandatory. Keith Thurman obviously, we reported and Fred reported that Keith Thurman's coming back January 26th. And, versus Josito Lopez. He's been rumored to come back versus Josito Lopez for the whole year. And it hadn't happened. So he's rumored to come back on Fox. That fight is expected to be announced November 13th when Fox unveils their first quarter of fights for FS1 and Fox as well. Also, Fred reported today that Adam Nonauki and Gerald Washington will be on either FS1 or Fox. I didn't catch the full video, but that's been reported as well. So he's been leaking out fights for the Fox lineup that's supposed to be unveiled, I believe, this Sunday. But, Ugás isn't a mandatory once again. I thought he would try to get Andre Berto and then get Keith Thurman, but he ain't fighting the mandatory. But, Ugás was set to be a mandatory at some point. I thought Ugás and Berto would have to fight, or Ugás and Keith Thurman would fight. Well, Ugás and Berto would have to fight to produce a mandatory. That ain't happening. So Shawn Porter, in my mind, is basically, he's erasing the mandatory, but it's his voluntary. It's Yordenis Ugás. And, most of the question is, if you're going to go fight a voluntary, why not fight Earl Spence? You said you want to fight Earl Spence. You said that's the easiest fight to make in the sport of boxing. But yet you're fighting a voluntary, and possibly you fighting a voluntary on the Earl Spence and Mikey Garcia undercard. So you fighting on Earl Spence undercard, and you the WBC champion. Most people observe that as the most prestigious belt. So how can you call yourself a WBC, title holder, and, you possibly be fighting on Mikey Garcia, Earl Spence undercard? Now, is it a possibility he can get his own card? I doubt it. Nobody has any real interest in watching Shawn Porter and Yordenis Ugás as the main event. That's really like a showbox type of fight, a bounce TV type of fight, even though it's a world title fight. Ugás doesn't have a fan base. Shawn Porter doesn't have a fan base. That's a fight that if they did do it, they should do it in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Fight in Akron or fight in Cleveland, and see what type of fan Shawn Porter can pull. But Shawn Porter don't have a fan base in some people's opinion. Ohio not behind him like they behind Rasheed Warren, Robert Jr., and Adrian Broner. So I don't think they're going to try that. It's rumored to be on the Mikey and Earl Spence undercard. I've been hearing that, and I've been, reading that for a minute. And that's a slap in the face to have Shawn Porter fighting Earl Spence undercard on a pay-per-view. Seriously. And they probably gonna try to play it like, oh, they just trying to build the fight up between me and Earl. They trying to build the fight up between me and Earl. And I think he will fight Earl next, you know what I'm saying? Because Keith Thurman is probably gonna tune up in January if he go through with it, okay? That's cool. We can deal with that. I don't think Keith Thurman is gonna come back to the end of the year. Keith Thurman hasn't fought twice in a year since 2015? Because 16, he fought Shawn once that year. 17, he fought Danny once a year. In 2018, he didn't fight at all. So Keith Thurman is probably going to take two tune-ups. So Keith Thurman, you won't see Keith Thurman until 2020. Try to fight Shawn. So then it's just up to Shawn if he beats Ugás, and we'll talk about the Shawn Porter and Ugás matchup in a minute. If Shawn Porter want to fight Andre Berto, he want to fight Errol Spence, and I think they say Andre Berto, they already seen how sloppy that fight is. That's going to fall on somebody else undercard. So basically what the message is, I think they're trying to send Shawn Porter, if they put him on these undercards, is that you ain't going to be a main event until Keith Thurman come back or till you fight Errol Spence. Period. So if you want to be a main event and make main event money and be treated like a real world title holder, then you got to fight Errol Spence in the main event until Keith Thurman come back. And I think, they told Errol Spence all the way along, it's going to be, he said it's been Mikey, it's going to be Shawn Porter. So I think, they're getting ready for Shawn Porter and Errol. If Errol gets past Mikey and Shawn gets past Yordenis Ugás, and I think you get that fight sometime in the end of the summer, beginning of the fall next year. They both only going to fight twice next year. Unless Keith Thurman comes through and comes through and, demands his mandatory. But I've heard from Shawn Porter that he's not trying to fight Andre Berto in a rematch again. That's not a fight that he likes. And that's probably why you're getting Yordenis Ugás. Now, to talk about the Yordenis Ugás matchup with Shawn Porter, I think it's a good style matchup, to be honest. Ugás is a passive, counter-punching, less aggressive fighter. And then you got him in there with an aggressive fighter like Shawn Porter, who overcommits and makes a lot of mistakes defensively, but he's so offensive he can overwhelm you. And Ugás is going to have plenty of opportunities to counter Shawn Porter. He ain't the biggest puncher, but Ugás is a skilled fighter. Shawn Porter ain't the biggest puncher. So, Ugás going to have plenty counter-punching abilities to tag Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter going to make him raise his work rate up. He's real passive, real patient fighter. And if he picks his shots right, maybe he can hit Shawn Porter with the money shot and knock Shawn Porter out. Because it's the counter punch you don't see coming is the punch that hurt, no matter how how big or how less of a punch you are. So in my opinion, I think this is a good style matchup. Counter puncher versus aggressive boxer puncher in Shawn Porter. Well, aggressive fighter, aggressive boxer in Shawn Porter. I think he's gonna make Ugás bring the best out of Ugás. And I think Ugás is going to bring some of the best out of Shawn Porter. I think it's a good style matchup. But once again, like I said before, I don't believe it's a main event worthy. I don't think anybody said we turn it on Showtime or Fox or FS1. Well, FS1 probably be main event worthy on there. We turn it on the TV and tune it in Saturday night to see Shawn Porter versus Ugás. They can't sell that as a main event. So this will probably be packaged on a undercard. And it's a shame that Shawn Porter should be able to take a guy like Yordenis Ugás, go back to Ohio and do a fight. But, they don't want to play with the church's money. They're going to try to sell it as, if they fight on the Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia card, they just trying to, build the fight up and hype the fight up. But I think this is a direct message to Shawn Porter. Either you're going to fight Shawn Porter or you're going to fight Errol Spence, or guess what? You're going to be on the undercards. And that's what they need to do. Mess with these dudes' money. You want to BS around, you don't want to fight the best, well, we're going to put you on the undercards. You got the WC title, you fighting on undercards. It ain't like Shawn Porter got a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman gets to come back in January and headline at the Barclays Center, January 26th. Tell me how you really feel. How does Keith Thurman get to come back January 26th and be a main event, and he ain't fought in over a year? Almost 2 years. But Shawn Porter just won a world title versus Danny Garcia. He may be on the undercard of Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. That's a direct shot at Shawn Porter saying you better fight Errol Spence or you're going to continue to be on undercards until Errol Spence and Keith Thurman come along again. Take it how you want to take it. Kick Diddy, Kenny Porter. Take it how you want to take it. Your son is fighting on Errol Spence undercard, possibly. Can't even get a main event. But congratulations to Ugás. Hopefully he makes the most of his title shot. I think I favor Shawn Porter to dog walk him out in the later rounds and just grind him down and beat him up. That's just my personal opinion. I think Shawn Porter's the better fighter here. So Goodfella Sports TV, appreciate you guys for tuning in and checking out the content. We on Facebook, Twitter. Also, you can reach me on the email. Also, we got the Facebook group. All those links in the description. I put the article link in the description as well. If you read Spanish, just go ahead and let me know what it say. Particular what Ugás is saying. It's a video. He's speaking in Spanish as well. And translate what he pretty much says in the article. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, I definitely appreciate all the brothers and sisters that do donate to the channel. If not, I definitely appreciate it the most if you continue to share the videos across Twitter, across Facebook, across, wherever. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time, we gone.